It's the second largest city in Taiwan, and Expedia and Booking.com chose it as one of the hottest travel destinations of 2022. Today, in case you missed it, we traveled to central Taiwan for a whole show about Taichung City. I'm Andrew Ryan. Now, back at the height of the pandemic, I visited the city to get an insider's look with Mayor Lu Shiow-yen. It's episode 1 in our series, Where's the Mayor Taking Us?
Taichung is big. The roads are big, the parks are big, the buildings are big, and even the public art is big. My journey begins at one of the most cavernous urban spaces in all of Taichung, a place right at the heart of the city. I'm here at the City Hall, and I've come to talk with Mayor Lu Shiow-yen to find out about how the city is making a name for itself around the world. So where's the mayor taking us today? She says we're going straight to the top. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but come with me and we'll find out. I travel up to the top of City Hall. The mayor meets me on the 9th floor in a secluded rooftop garden.
当初的这个新的市政大楼，它是一个瑞士的建筑师所设计的哈，所以它具有非常宏伟的国际景观。那它也考虑到这个办公室它里面的舒适的一个场域哈。那所以我们现在就在9楼的中庭。
A lot of people are familiar with Taichung's modern features, the striking National Taichung Theater, which has no right angles anywhere inside the building, the multi-million-dollar apartment buildings inhabited by the city's ultra-rich, and the shiny modern train station. But in recent years, Taichung has been touching up older parts of the city too, and that began with opening up a key traffic artery to connect the old and new parts of the city.
旧的一些建设，我们把它做翻新、做整修、做保存。这旧的市政府，我们叫州厅，大概花6亿左右的经费，跟中央1人1半去把它整修。
Another newly renovated building is the 100-year-old Empire Sugar Factory, which was built during the Japanese colonial period. The city is also home to some of the oldest bookstores in the nation, century-old shops that have gotten a new lease on life.
第4市场哈，那个第4市场也是100年以上的市场哈，可是它具有100年的一个风貌，所以我们最近把它整修完成，那引入新的商家哈，那现在成为文青年轻人最喜欢去的打卡景点，又可以做一些现代食物的一个采买。
Mayor Lu tells me that there are more than 10,000 restaurants in the city, and 2 years ago, Taichung even got its own Michelin guide, and today it features nearly 70 restaurants.
台中是美食之都，它就是一个 Patriot City。台中因为早年藏富于民，那人民的生活安康富庶，所以呢有钱有闲。那有钱有闲的人呢，他在3餐这个吃完以后，他会吃点点心啊。那也因此呢，发展很多的糕饼文化。
And that, she says, is how Taichung became known for sweet treats like sun cakes, taro cakes, and even Western pastries like these decadent creations.
那另外，我们台中的甜品还包括像珍珠奶茶。
I know this. This is boba tea.
Boba tea
Yes.
全世界这个发源地就是在台中。
Food is just one of the reasons people are moving to the city in droves. It's one of the only places in Taiwan where the population is actually increasing.
在不同的媒体、不同的民调，他所做宜居幸福或者退休后最想居住城市都是台中。
I've noticed that actually Taichung, I never thought it would be the second largest city in Taiwan, but it's actually surpassed Kaohsiung and Taipei to become the second largest city. Why is that?
大家觉得住在这个地方非常的舒服，我愿意住在这个城市，所以大家愿意在这个地方生养孩子，或者愿意移入，所以它能够人口增加，它能够串起的原因在这个地方。
But what's so great about Taichung? A lot of people think of it as just a pit stop between Taipei and Kaohsiung. Well, the mayor has come prepared to prove them wrong.
我们山可以高到3000多公尺，下雪。我们有很漂亮、很长的海岸线，我们那个高美湿地被日本一个旅游网站全日本人最想去第1名的地方。 所以换句话，你可能要定出主题来，那我们才能告诉你你要怎么走法。
那市长呢？如果是自己要去玩的话，你选一个主题，你会选什么？
那我不能讲啊，我当市长，手心手背都是肉，我讲的话可能被追杀。对呀。
Now, obviously, Mayor Lu is going to be the #1 cheerleader for her own city. She is the mayor, after all. But some of the world's biggest travel websites are also waking up to the charms of Taichung.
Booking.com 它是全世界最大的旅馆线上订房系统，那他们就票选全世界新兴的8个这个最好的城市，大家最热搜的城市，台中是其中之一。全世界各国的民众会去 Expedia 去热搜旅游景点哈，我们是全球热搜第5名。
With borders shut these last 2 years, Taichung has only been playing host to local tourists. But the mayor has some treats in store for when international tourists finally return.
去年疫情最严重的时候，我们落成启用了我们的中央公园。去年4月25号，在中部地区第1条捷运，疫情期间我们把它开通。一旦疫情平稳，我们可以开大门，欢迎大家来。
Before I leave Taichung, I stopped by one of the city's most Instagrammable hotspots, the historic Rainbow Village. It was once home to military families who came from China following the Chinese Civil War. Today, it's covered in the artwork of an elderly resident whose paintings were a bid to keep the village from being torn down.
In the past, Taichung was seen as a place you pass through on your way to somewhere else. But in recent years, it's truly discovered its own unique personality, its own color, as you can see here at Rainbow Village. And Taichung is also a city in flux. In fact, they're building buildings right next door. And it's these changes, these constant discoveries of new surprises that make Taichung not just a transit stop, but a destination all of its own.
Kama Xu, Alex Chen, Peachy Drong, and Andrew Ryan for TaiwanPlus.
Now here's another insider's look from Taichung. It's a behind-the-scenes report on how the National Museum of Natural Science is preserving the items in its collection. Eric Gao reports.
It's a complicated process getting into the storage area of Taichung City's National Museum of Natural Science. Staffers need to pass a facial recognition scan and then step on a special mat to clean contaminants off their shoes. This is all to protect the items inside, like these 80-year-old embroidered clothing items from the indigenous Daiyan people. The museum also holds these land contracts from the Qing dynasty, written over 300 years ago.
尽量做一些措施，让它不要快速的去劣化。那当然，文物它慢慢，它的生命一定是在递减。那但是只是说，递减的速度不要这么快。
To preserve all these items, the museum has 19 storage areas, each with precisely controlled climate conditions.
确定要把这个藏品拿下去的前提是展场的温湿度的条件，还有就是安全性都要非常的确定。
To extend the life of the relics, the museum is working to digitize its collection.
然后因为每一次翻动可能就是一次的损伤，所以通常数位化是让更多的大众近距离的接触到它。
It's a lot of work, but it's worth it to ensure that the public can enjoy these priceless artifacts for generations to come. Leon Yen, Irene Wu, and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
Baseball is often considered a young person's sport, but the city of Taichung is home to an annual baseball tournament that encourages people of all ages to participate. It's a unique solution in a country struggling to keep up with its aging population. Bing Wang has the story.
A cross-generational competition. This game is part of the Forever Young Baseball League. Pitching off in Taichung on Monday, the match saw players from all age groups facing off on the baseball field. The youngest of these players is 9 years old, and the oldest, 88-year-old Zhuang Mingshi.
手背也可以啊，那个打击呀，都可以的。
These games are organized by the Hongdao Senior Citizens Welfare Foundation. The initiative is aimed at promoting a healthy and active lifestyle among the elderly. Many older players in the foundation are new to baseball, but it didn't take long for them to fall in love with the sport.
从一个很初阶的方式开始来做学习，以培养兴趣为主。那如果真的是有了这个兴趣的话，他其实也可以就近加入我们邻近的球队。
Hongdao founded the Forever Young Baseball League about 10 years ago, and many different players have competed every year since. While the young and old can both learn something from each other, coaches say the different ages of the players can also result in very different styles of play.
节奏、默契跟身体健康为原则。对，你爆发力是年轻人的专利吧。
The foundation says that sports training does not always come easily for senior citizens, but their efforts on the field and the applause from their fans serve as motivation and help to deepen their love for the game. Eason Pan and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's biggest annual religious event is the Taja Matsu pilgrimage. It's the largest of many processions that honor the goddess of the sea. Our reporter Yvonne Young traveled to Taichung City for the first pilgrimage in 3 years without any COVID restrictions.
This is the Taja Matsu procession, Taiwan's biggest religious celebration. Hundreds of thousands of worshippers have come out this year to mark the sea goddess Matsu's birthday. They will accompany her as she's carried around 340 kilometers through central Taiwan. The organizers released Matsu's 9-day schedule before the pilgrimage began, so people could join in at any point during the parade.
I'm at the Yonghe Temple in the central city of Taichung, waiting for the procession to arrive. The pilgrimage is a religious tradition that dates back hundreds of years, but now it's evolving with the times. Almost everyone has a smartphone. You can check Matsu's current location on the Taja Matsu app.
But Matsu didn't show up on time this year. She was held up for hours thanks to huge crowds of worshippers. Now that Taiwan's COVID restrictions have been lifted, everyone wants to get in on the tradition that was banned last year, crouching under Matsu's Satan chair as it passes, praying for good fortune in the coming year. To join the procession, you'll need to plan ahead. Sunblock, a good pair of shoes, and other personal items are recommended. But one thing you'll never have to worry about is food. Devotees provide snacks and drinks all along the route. It's almost like an all-you-can-eat buffet. For them, this is a way to pitch in and make friends. And there's also some local history behind their generosity.
捌水水在后，大家嘛啦对遮过无通食，因为阮咱遮拢饮着，阮拢用饭担、煮糜啦、土豆啦，就炒下因食，就安尼单直连续较接啊。
大家都很热心，所以沿路都会准备。
很有善心啊，因为是妈祖的朋友，所以一路上都很棒。
Along the route, local families place their home altars at the door, waiting for Matsu to pass by. How do they know when she's approaching? That's the role of the bobeya. That's the person who runs at the head of the parade. The bobeya beats a gong, letting people know the goddess is almost there. Every part of the bobeya's outfit from top to bottom has its own meaning. For instance, they only wear one shoe throughout the event. The long shoe symbolizes sacrifice, while the foot that's bare connects them to the earth. Like other roles in the procession, people serve as the bobeya in shifts. 2 have been selected this year, meaning they have to walk on one bare foot for hours. It's no easy task, but doing it in the name of Matsu makes it all worthwhile. The Taja Matsu procession is so big, it's known well outside of Taiwan. The Discovery Channel has named it one of the top 3 religious festivals in the world. And now that Taiwan has fully reopened to the world, this event could start drawing new participants from near and far. Tamashi, Mickey May, and Yvonne Yang for TaiwanPlus.
Thanks for joining us for some of our favorite reports from Taichung City in central Taiwan. I'm Andrew Ryan. We're going to leave you today with some more images from Taiwan's second largest city. Take care.